Hola and welcome to Lindita's Kitchen. I am Lindita and I've got a fantastic show for you today. We'll be making some chile rojo. You know what that is? Red chili, and it's my famous red chili. So you know what? I've got so much going on here today that we need to get started like right now. So let's get going. So now for this recipe, I'm gonna use my chorizo. I have a pound of chorizo. So you wanna break this up. And the reason I'm actually starting with this first is because, it does have pork in it and I'd like it to cook up a little bit more before I add my ground beef to it. Okay, so let's just tear this up and we'll get it cooking. Okay, now that it's all broken up, I'm gonna just break it up a little bit more, and I'm gonna turn up the heat. Just turn it up a little bit more to kind of like a medium heat right there. So we'll get this going. I'm gonna cook it up for like 2 to 3 minutes before I add my ground beef. So I've been kind of breaking it up like this. It's been a solid 3 minutes. And now I want to break in my ground beef. So let's toss that in. Like I said, this is pork and now the ground beef won't take as long. And I like to kind of let it sit out like about 5 minutes before I start cooking it, just to kind of get it almost to a room temperature. So it's easier to break up too. Okay. And just stir it up. Yeah. Now we're going to cook this up a little bit more for like 2 to 3 minutes. So keep stirring it and breaking it up. So it's been 3 minutes and this is the look that you want. And it's pretty much cooked, and you can, it just depends also on the different type of cookware you have. I have a Dutch oven and it's gonna actually cook a little faster, but if you have stainless steel or ceramic or whichever, just as long as you make sure that your meat is cooking, it's gonna cook throughout, once we add the other ingredients too, but this is perfect. And there's excess, oh no, you know what? You can drain it, but it will cook out for a little bit. And we're gonna go ahead right now and add our seasoning, and I'm adding Linditas. I'm adding the Linditas hot salsa mix, and it's got all your ingredients and spices to give it that kick that you want. So we're gonna go ahead and just add it to your meat. Mix it in there. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, the aromas are incredible. Yeah. Okay, this is perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and add our tomatoes. And I used 1 15 ounce. It's a 4.5 15 ounce of the diced tomato. And you can use a petite as well. You can crunch them up a little bit. I like the big diced, but it's all in preference. Okay, we're gonna add 1 can of your pinto beans. So just add 1 full can of the pinto bean. We're gonna add the kidney bean. Ay, ay, ay. So, it's nice. It's nice when you use this type of meat because if you want it really nice and thick, this is easy. This is an easy recipe to follow. And we're gonna add our black beans. And it's got the juices. And it's, oh my. Look how beautiful that looks. So we're gonna turn this down to a low heat. Okay, nice and low. Because all your ingredients, all they just need to do is just cook up. Just warm up, you want it to get into all the meat, the juices, the spices. So we'll be back to that. I'm gonna go ahead and just cover it. And now we'll get started with our next recipe. For the next recipe, I've been boiling my little hot dogs, and I'm using the turkey. And you can use whatever you want, but I'm gonna go bring them over here and we're gonna let them chill out for a little bit and bring them to like a room temperature, and that's about 5 minutes. Okay, let's do it. We'll let these babies rest. Yee la la. Okay, so my turkey dog is kind of chilled off now. It's nice, it's kind of, it's still a little warm, and there's a little seam in the hot dog. And, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and just slit it, just like that. And just to let you know, I'm using an egg roll wrap for this recipe, and you can get this at your local grocery store, real easy. You know, just go into, I think they have it in the meat department or dairy, it's either or, okay? And for the cheese that I'm using, what I did is I actually had a little block of cheese, and you can use a cheddar, you know, a cheddar jack, mozzarella, and I've cut them down kind of like a little stick like this, you know, real easy. You know, just cut them and kind of give them that shape into your hot dog. So you want to stick it right in there like that. And when you roll it, you want to start at one end and just bring it up. Then we're going to fold this in. Fold them in. And we're going to wrap it, and I'm going to put a little, to kind of just keep it moist, and it keeps it together. So we're going to go ahead and just wrap it up and just put it aside. And we'll do another one here. And there's as many as you want, right? And you know, these are also called like pigs in a blanket or something like that. This is kind of like my comfort dog. Gotta have something, right? So, and I like to use a variety of different types of cheese. So let's go ahead and just wrap it up, roll it. Bring it to the corners. Tuck it and wrap it. Or roll it either way. And then we'll continue this process until we're ready to put it in the skillet, okay? For our last one, again, remember there's a little seam in the middle here, so you don't want to go all the way through. Just want to just cut into the center of it like that. Open it up, and then you can put your little piece of cheese. I love Kobe Jack. See? Kind of like that, see? So now we're going to go ahead and wrap it. Tuck the corner. And I'm going to use a little water here again. We'll moisten up the end to kind of stick it together. Okay, now we're ready to go. Rock and roll. Okay, so I've already gone ahead and added 2 ounces of my canola oil. And I prefer the canola over an olive oil because the olive oil does have a tendency to burn, and we don't want that flavor. So canola is what I would recommend. So while that's cooking up, let's check up on our chili here. Oh, yeah. Oh my, this is wonderful. And like I said, when you're using a Dutch oven as well, it does cook up a little faster. So this is pretty much ready, you know, it doesn't have to be the full hour when you're using a Dutch oven. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go ahead and turn it off right now, and then we'll get back to our little turkey dogs. Let's turn it off. And it'll self-cook, just so you know, in a Dutch oven it does do that. So in my cast iron skillet, it's been cooking up a little bit. It's been on a low heat right now, but it's pretty darn hot. So I'm gonna go ahead and start adding my comfort dogs to it. Yeah, so a nice little sizzle. That's what you want. And you know, we're gonna be cooking these up for like about 2 to 3 minutes. So let's do that. Why not? Let's add them all in there together. Now I'm going to go ahead and just turn it up just a little bit more. Just a little bit more heat to get it going. Okay, so it's been about a minute and it's pretty warm. So what you want to do here is you keep turning them just so they won't get too crispy, cooked up. So I'm just going to flip them like that on the side. Oh. Yeah. And then we'll just keep turning them as we go, and they'll be golden brown here in a few. So I would say 2 to 3 minutes, but you'll be able to know on your range because everybody's different. So these are pretty much done. But on the ends, what you want to do too is you want to brown those. Just go ahead and just brown the ends up a little bit. Yeah, just like that. Perfect. Go ahead and just place them on our towel. Just for a couple minutes or a couple of seconds. Doesn't really need to. They're pretty cooked. Yeah. I like a little browner. Yeah. That one I did earlier. Perfect. Okay, let's cut this open. You'll see what I'm talking about. Whoops. Ooh, nice and cheesy. Let me flip that one around. Yeah. So, while my comfort turkey dogs are resting right now, I'm gonna go ahead and get started with my muffin mix. And I use Jiffy, and you use whatever, your favorite cornmeal type of recipe muffin mix that you like. But this is mine, so I'm gonna go ahead and follow the directions right to the box, right to the T. So 1/3 cup of your milk, and I'm using I do like the whole milk. For me, I love the whole milk because for some reason it just makes it a little thicker. And 1 egg, I'm using a large egg, see? And then the roasted green diced chilies is what I prefer to use because and I've already gone ahead and drained it. So you want to drain that, and we're going to just go ahead and add it right in here. And these are the roasted. Just gives it a little color, and it gives it a lot of moisture too. You don't have to add a lot. And Jiffy does have a lot of recipes on there that you can add corn or do whatever, but I prefer this recipe. It's one of my favorites. So I'm going to go ahead and mix it all up. Let's move this to the side. And you have your roasted, and you can use a jalapeno as well. Jalapenos are a little on the hotter side, but I know there's a lot of hot people out there like you. And go ahead and add that, but just make sure you drain it. We're gonna mix this up, and then we're gonna let it rest for 3 to 5 minutes, and then we'll fill up our cups. Okay, my mix has been resting for about 3 to 4 minutes, so we'll get started. And what I'm using, I just gotta tell you, these silicone cups I love. My Sammy Jo, my daughter-in-law, got these for me years ago, and I just love them because once you fill them, you don't have to spray them, you don't have to do anything. You just fill them, and then once it's done, it just peels right off, and you'll see here in a few. So I'm gonna go and do this recipe now. So let's fill them up. And I'm gonna do a couple here. I'm gonna go halfway. And since I added the green chili, the diced green chili to it, you can, it's gonna make more, it's gonna yield more. So we'll do these and then we'll fill them up. Beautiful. So now this recipe actually yields like 6 muffins, but because we added the green chilies, into it, it does make a little bit more. So I actually got 12 muffins out of it. So let's go ahead and just pop them in right now and get them cooking. And you're gonna put them in there at 400 for 15 to 20 minutes. Let's do it. Woo, you like that drum roll? It is done, and look how beautiful this looks. Linditas chile rojo, red chili. When you make this up, you're gonna love it. You're gonna taste the love as well. And again, so easy, right? You saw all the wonderful recipes that we did today, and I hope you enjoy them. But I just wanna tell you, for this chili, you wanna just add a little bit of cheese on the topping, and then of course my little comfort dogs that I call them. Smother them with chili and add a little bit of cheese as well. You can add some jalapenos, some sour cream. Voila. So I'm gonna top this off with my little muffin that I did earlier and I talked about, right? How easy that was. There you go. So until then, I just want to say thank you to all my sponsors and to all my viewers. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, and you enjoy these recipes. And if you have any questions, just write to us at linditasalsa.com. All right? Until then, we'll see you. Adios, mis amigos.